Hello, beautiful soul. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. If you're not new here, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently today. I was kind of inspired to change it up a little bit for this new moon. So, normally, and I will go back to that, normally I do new moon tarot readings for each sign, and I do a video individually for each sign, if that makes sense. But today I'm going to do all the signs in one video, and I'm not going to be using tarot. So I want to talk a little bit about the new moon. So the new moon is a new cycle. Okay, when we do our new moon readings, we're looking at what seeds we can plant, what intentions to put out, starting new projects, starting new manifestations, looking for new things, new, beginning, clean slate. The new moon is in the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign. So, and I've noticed, before I even realized that, I've noticed the word creative popping up a lot lately for me. So I kind of feel like that goes hand in hand. I feel like we're kind of being guided to get creative. So if you're being, isolated or, limited in where you can go and what you can do, I feel like, we're all kind of coming up with creative solutions. Cooking is different because you can't get things that you normally would get, because everybody's just being ridiculous and hoarding everything. They're going to regret once everything clears, and they're going to have all this crap that they can't return. But I mean, maybe it's a positive. Maybe they're just set up for the rest of the year. They don't have to buy shit. But anyways, so I feel like that with the new moon being in a fire sign, we're really being called to get creative here. Creative solutions, being literally creative, crafting. A lot of us have kids that we're stuck at home with. But, could you imagine, put yourself in the teacher's shoes. If you're going crazy with 1, 2, or 3 kids in your house, not even having to homeschool them, not even having to have them sit still and learn something and absorb the information you're giving them, even if they're just there and they're getting on your nerves, just imagine what your child's teacher goes through every single day with 20 to 30, maybe even more than that, in one room for several hours. And not only that, they're actually trying to get them to learn and absorb information. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with having to homeschool your kid, or just having them be there, whether you're having to homeschool them or not, just put yourself in their teacher's shoes. I think we all can say we have a new appreciation for our teachers, among other things, which I feel like is also coming with this new moon energy. And Aries is also not only just a fire sign, but also it is the first sign of the zodiac. So we're also starting a new lunar year, not just a new lunar monthly cycle, or it's not really a month, but you know what I mean. It's not just a lunar cycle, it's also a new lunar year. So I feel like that really kind of reinforces or enhances the the newness and the clean slate energy that's coming with this new moon. So what I would like to say is get creative, be creative. I feel like that's coming in a lot for everyone. But the major things that I see is a new appreciation when you're having to get creative with creative solutions for food and for taking care of your kids, and money, having to stretch your money if you're not working. I am blessed enough that I am still working my regular schedule. Just so happens that my husband is not working, not due to what's going on in the world, but just the fact that the job that he was working on is finished and they haven't started a new one yet. So he's getting a little break, which means I still get to work. I work in the home improvement industry, so that is still considered essential. So I'm very lucky in that way, but I don't make nearly as much money as he does per hour. So we're having to get creative with money too. So I feel like everyone's kind of having to come up with these creative solutions, whether it's cooking, dealing with your kids, making time for yourself. You got to get creative with that too. But I feel like physically, tangibly, we need to kind of, have an outlet for that as well. And I feel like art, crafting, that kind of stuff is really kind of going to come up for a lot of people. Now, I'm really going to get to the point that I started a while ago. So I also really feel and see that there's a new appreciation for people that we didn't really acknowledge before because we were so busy and we always had some place to be. And guess what? You can't go nowhere. So all of the places that you've been going and things that you've been doing, and you're rushing around, and you're not seeing, and it's weird the way I'm going to say this, you're not seeing the bigger picture, and you're also not seeing the fine details. You're kind of stuck in the middle. And I feel like a lot of people are going to start appreciating things in a different way. You're going to start, you're appreciating the cashiers at your grocery store. I see a lot of, social media posts about truck drivers, but, people that you didn't really think of before, the people that are behind the scenes are really, coming to the forefront here. And people that industries that you didn't really think you counted on are really having those basic needs met. That's where they're coming from. And, a lot of people didn't realize that before. So I feel like there's a newfound appreciation for these things. And also for our planet, our Mother Earth, Gaia. It's, the things that are provided, your basic needs are, like food, water, air to breathe, and shelter, and honestly, all of those things come from your planet. And I feel like we're really being pulled to pay attention to that. We're being, everybody's just always for the last, decade or so been just so caught up in being first. I gotta be first in line. I gotta be the first one to have the new gadget, like not really paying attention to where these things are coming from. And even man-made things are constructed from things that are found here, that, that has been provided by our planet in some way. So, to get to that point of appreciating the teachers, and, now what they go through. Now how important those truck drivers are to get the toilet paper to the damn store so that you guys could buy everything that's on the shelf. And our planet is being taken advantage of. And this is like a wake-up call, like, hey, the vegetables that you eat, the grass that feeds the animals that you eat, that all comes from there. And, we can't just, I've had a conversation earlier about how I can't find any beef. We have tons of chicken, we have, pork, but I really want a burger or a burrito with some steak in it or something. And it's like, everybody's gotten all the beef, and people are like, well, why can't just make more, just ramp up manufacturing and make more stuff. And it's, my husband said, you can't make a cow grow any faster. You can't produce that. You can't speed up production on those things. Those things are coming from your planet. So I feel like I want to encourage more people to take the time to notice those things that you haven't really been paying attention to because you've been so busy, and take a moment to just appreciate the things that you have, because I feel like that is a big wake-up call that's going on right now in the world. And with this new moon, I feel like the new moon, the new lunar cycle, the new lunar year, it is all a new beginning and a fresh start for humanity to see all of the things that we've been taking for granted for the last decade or two or more. And, you're going to have to come up with some creative solutions. And I think that creativity, that it's all linked up, that creativity is going to bring new ideas and new appreciations, and you're going to get to know yourself a little bit better. So I think I'll wrap up like my little new moon spiel and my addressing the global issue that everybody can't stop talking about. But so I'm going to not be doing tarot. I'm going to do all the signs in this video. So I'll try to timestamp, you know, I got the kids home and all that. I'm going to try and timestamp in the first comment so you can click and skip to your sign, or love it if you watch the whole video. But I know everybody's busy, you know, trying to homeschool their kids and stuff. So what I'm going to be using is the Oracle of the Fairies. This is the book instead of the box, but it's the same picture, by Karen Kay. So I'm going to go through each sign. I'm going to do one card and give an intuitive message based on what I see in the card. I'm going to read the card, of course. Give a couple of minutes to each sign. Yeah, so that's not normally how I do it, but I really feel like we could use a little bit of positive, and I know Oracle gets a bad rap because it's all, you know, ooey gooey, mushy gushy stuff, but I feel like we could kind of use that right now. And I'll try and be as humorous as I possibly can for your entertainment pleasure. Okay? All right, so we're going to start with Aries, all right? What message do the fairies have for Aries? Fairies. What message do we have for Aries, please? Tree wisdom. Ooh, how pretty. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So there is that beautiful artwork. Tree wisdom. Okay, so what I really feel from this is, again, with that creativity, music. I feel like music is going to be good for Aries right now. But yeah, definitely music, and obviously trees, being more in tune with nature, like I was saying about how our planet is really calling us to pay attention to, you know, and be grateful for and appreciate the offerings that it gives. So I feel like for Aries would be a really good message of relating to music, tuning into music that makes you feel good. It will kind of help smooth the transition that I kind of see coming, and reveal insights. You know, if you have questions, you know, you have the answers within. And I feel like using some music, I mean, I love, and I've used it in some of my videos, I really love Native American flute music for meditation and for calming. So maybe check that out. There's a lot of YouTube videos. I just used, I can't say it. Alexa. Yeah. Cancel. Off. Here. I just tell her, we have a nickname for her so that we can call her, talk about her without waking it up. And her, yes, it has a gender apparently in my head. But I'll just say, hey Jarvis, that's our nickname, so that it doesn't wake when we are talking about it. Hey Jarvis, play Native American flute music, and it will just find something, and every time it's awesome. So I feel like that will kind of help journey within, because all the answers that you seek are within. For everyone, that is true. Everybody's answers are within, in your higher self, in your intuition. Okay, so, and I feel like for Aries, music is going to be that connecting point, okay? All right, let's move on to Taurus. What message do we have for Taurus? What message do the fairies have for Taurus, please? Okay. Is that just one? I use just one. Find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you'll have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life, and take power naps. I feel like that's freaking perfect for Taurus. Okay, so see all of the stuff that she has like going on. She's reading, she's got a candle lit, there's crystals, and there's just a lot going on, and here she is just kind of daydreaming. So finding balance between all of the things that you're trying to do, and for Pete's sake, take a nap. That's definitely a Taurus message. But yeah, find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you'll have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Like I said before, we have always been so busy, and I feel like this is really a time that we're being called to find balance, especially if you're a Taurus. finding balance and that appreciation, again, being able to see through all of the drama that you have had in your life, up to this point where now you're just kind of, you feel kind of helpless and you don't know where to turn. And I feel like once you get that balance, you'll understand that this calm that you're being kind of forced into is an effort to balance the busyness that you had going on before. So, where you're trying to read a book and you're playing with your crystals, and I'm really feeling drawn. I don't know if it'll focus on that. That is a pocket watch. Oh, yeah, it's too shiny. That's a pocket watch. I'm really being drawn to that time. Okay. Time, making time for yourself. Like I said earlier, making time for yourself, being creative and having to find a creative solution to get that time for yourself, while also giving to your loved ones. And if you're still working, you also still have to do that. And I understand, I believe everyone who is still currently working is working under a more stressful environment than they're used to. So definitely finding that balance, keeping that balance in check, and looking at this new moon and this new cycle as an opportunity to kind of rein in your outside life and kind of balance that with going within, because you're kind of forced to right now. So let's move on. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, comment on the bottom down there, whatever thingy. All right, Gemini. What messages do the fairies have for Gemini? Lost and found. Ooh, okay. Before I'm even reading this, I'm noticing this spilled cup, okay? I love the pictures. Spilled cup, okay? And there's a little kitty too. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Again, I feel like I'm going to repeat myself a lot, like that new astrology meme that's going around where every sign it just says, you're going to be spending time at home. I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself a lot. So I'll try and differentiate for you guys. But yeah, did you even realize that the cup was spilled? Okay, so relating this to tarot, the cups are emotions. Okay, it's not an empty cup. I wish it would focus on the close-up stuff, but it's just too shiny. It's not empty. You can see that there is some spilling out. Like did you realize that your cup was spilling? Did you realize that your emotions were being, spewed, I guess, all over the place? Maybe not spewed, but like, did you realize? The Lost and Found fairy, that's cute. I wish there really was a Lost and Found fairy. We'll figure that out. She'll make an appearance someday. Sometimes she can help us find things that we never even realized were lost. I just kind of want to stick with that. I feel like you didn't even realize that you were losing time with your family. You didn't realize that you were missing out on opportunities. You didn't realize that you were missing things. There were certain things you, again, going back to, taking for granted and being kind of pointed, look at all of the stuff that you've taken for granted. I feel like you didn't even realize that you were missing out on all of this. And now you're kind of, the Lost and Found fairy is giving you time to find that. And now that we are in a new cycle and we're starting over, basically, how I see it, you're going to start finding things you didn't realize you were missing. And that's going to come from, all of the new awarenesses that are going to be happening. You're going to become more aware of things that you were not paying attention to, and starting to notice that you're gaining things. So I really feel like the message is that you're going to gain. the lost and found fairy isn't necessarily, you didn't know you lost it, so all you have is gain. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If you didn't know you lost it, you weren't losing anything, so there's nothing to be found. You're gaining instead. I hope that made sense. So let's move on to Cancer. What message do the fairies have for Cancer, please? Wow, that's a lot of cards. Those ones all fell face up. Going with this one, wish wisely. Kind of a be careful what you wish for. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. Okay, Cancer. Cancer is being a little dreamy right now, I think. Making a lot of wishes, but not really putting in the other elements of the wish, okay? I'm seeing for Cancer the wish as being an air element. It's just being, not, I want to say airheaded, but you know, not airheaded, but being, oh, not aloof. What is the word? Being just flighty, being not being weighted down by your dreams, letting them just float. And then, you know, you can find later that it's, you know, it's not, you know, what happened to my dreams? Like, I put it out there, what happened? But you really need all of the elements to make it manifest. So, you know, using your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So really pulling in the other elements is what I feel like the fairies want Cancer to know is, you know, you're not taking all the steps. You know, you're putting the wish out there in an air element way, but you're not putting in the emotion, the effort, or the motivation, you know. So putting all of the elements into those wishes and use them wisely. Don't just be wishy-washy with what your dreams and your wishes are, you know, like you're being dreamy, and I keep saying dreamy. It doesn't say anything about dreams, but I just feel like this reminds me of dream state. What's that? It's just a flower. Thought there was like a symbol that I needed to decipher, but I think it's just a flower. Really taking in all of the elements and not just being, you know, like putting everything out there. Don't just put everything out there. So you never know which one is going to actually take root. You know, if you put all of these different wishes out there, just grasping at straws, trying to make one of them happen for you. And, you know, some outside force causes you to act in a different way than what matches up with the ones that you really wanted. You put all of them out there, just, you know, like whatever I can get, just bring it in. And then something happens and you start acting in a way that brings in the one thing that you really didn't want that bad. And in getting that one, it kind of stops the others from coming to you, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I see here for Cancer. All right, let's go Leo. What message do the fairies have for Leo? What message do the fairies have? These are like way huge. I can't like shuffle them. I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Okay, we shuffled a little bit. What message do we have for Leo, please? Okay, two cards jumped out, so I'm gonna get them. Stargazing and wait for winter. Okay, here's the stargazing card. They're so shiny. Okay, and then wait for winter. Gorgeous. I wish that would focus better, but okay, so stargazing was first. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Okay, so it's reminding me of the moon card in the tarot, which the other one did too. It's reminding me of the moon card in the tarot, which is not really secrets, but things that are hidden, okay? Illusions, things that are not what they appear to be. And when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So I feel like it's definitely a nod to the moon card, and kind of bringing your focus to the moon, which we are by doing a new moon reading. Bringing your focus to the moon, maybe tuning into the cycles of the moon, brings you fairy focus, so that you can tune into your intuition, because moon card also does reflect intuition. So definitely paying attention to the sky, moon cycles. Like if you're here, I feel like you're drawn to it, so go for it. The other card that came out, wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. I feel like this goes along with Cancer's card a little bit. And again, I really want to say that there could be something for Leo going on in the first winter moon, the snow moon, I think is what it's called. I could be totally wrong on that. I am not an astrologer or an astronomer or anything like that. I'm a tarot reader. But that's just what I feel like. I feel like there's a moon cycle in the winter that you should maybe be paying attention to. But during the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. That's the main point. So kind of going back with Cancers, be careful what you wish for. Making sure your intentions. So Cancers were just kind of, I felt like a clarity issue. Whereas for Leo, I feel like making sure that they're for the highest good of all. Don't be putting out there some stuff that's like very selfish, especially with everything that's going on right now. Now is not a time to be selfish. The selfish people of the world that are hoarding all the toilet paper are I feel like they're just not going to last because their focus is wrong. And I feel like the message to you is to tune in to your intuition and look for what is for the highest good of all, for the human race, for mankind, for our planet. What is good for everyone, and how kind of turning inward and asking your intuition, how can I be of service? How can I benefit the world? What manifestations should I be asking for in order to provide for the highest good of all? So I think that is the message for Leo. All right, let's get to Virgo. What messages do the fairies have for Virgo? What message do the fairies have for Virgo, please? Virgo. I got a little jumbled there. Maybe I do need to shuffle. If the cards will allow. All right. What message do the fairies have for Virgo, please? Okay, that one doesn't want to come out of my hand. Oh, we got the lost and found again for Virgo. Okay, so similar message for Virgo. I'm going to read the card to you again in case you're skipping through the video and didn't hear the last time I read this card. What was once lost is about to be found thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized we lost. So the message for you, Virgo, is to kind of pay attention to what you're gaining from your current situation. What going forward in this new cycle, what can you begin to pay attention to that maybe you felt like you lost in the past? A lot of times I'm really not as drawn to it as I was. The first time I read the card, what sign was that? Gemini. Watch the Gemini portion too, because there might be parts of this that apply to you. The first time I was really drawn to the cup, okay, and how, oh, it won't focus because these cards are too shiny. So how the cup is kind of being spilled there. I asked the question to Gemini, what do you even realize that you've lost anything? Have you been paying attention? But I'm not as drawn to that for you for some reason. So, but go ahead and check out Gemini's after this, just so that you can, maybe that is for you. It's I'm really feeling a little bit of a different thing here. So for Virgo, I feel like the lost and found fairy is more about you feeling like maybe you've lost yourself in something, and looking at what this cycle can bring you that you have already acknowledged has kind of fallen away, and you really are more in trying to be perfect and trying to put on that perfect face, metaphorically, not physically, and trying to put on the perfect image. That's better. And you really kind of lost parts of yourself, and I feel like you're starting to notice that, being kind of maybe isolated. If you are, you're starting to really, without being able to go outside, we're kind of being forced to go inside, inward. The world is having a hermit tower moment, and you're starting to realize, after having to spend more time with yourself, that you're maybe, you've lost some things about yourself that you used to care about, that there were things that you loved about yourself, but in an effort to put on a different image, and to be perfect, you over analyze the situation and started losing parts of yourself. And I feel like this new cycle is an opportunity for you to regain and re-emerge as who you used to be. That, and you don't have to throw away the new you. You don't have to shed that skin, but just reincorporating some of the things that you feel like you might have let fall away or let go, in order to be this perfect person, integrating that back into your life. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to make a complete switch to, like, I'm just going to go back to being who I used to be, because you do have an identity that you've given yourself, and you've given that to yourself for a reason. And you have lost some of yourself. And it's time to kind of reintroduce yourself to yourself. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Let's go ahead and get to, so we are already at 30 minutes and we are like halfway through. Let's go ahead and get to Libra. What messages do we have for Libra? What would the fairies like to say to Libra? Okay. We have two cards for Libra. Tree Wisdom again, and Nature's Signs. Okay, let's see. Can you see those? They're very shiny. I don't know how well it's going to focus, so I'm going to read Tree Wisdom first. This tree dryad, I'm probably saying that wrong, will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Okay. And then the other card is Nature's Signs. Again, I mean, I know it's fairies, and fairies are very relatable to nature, but tree and nature sign, I feel like they're going to go together very well. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We only need to open our hearts and our minds. Okay. I feel like this card represents a lot of what's going on right now. Okay. Going back to what I was talking about, what this new moon cycle looks like. really talking about how, Mother Earth is providing for us and how we've taken that for granted. It's really kind of asking you to pay attention to the signs. And again, with the tree wisdom card, kind of putting those together, her flute can reveal, what does she say? Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds that it makes. The sounds and the signs. Are you paying attention to the signs? Are you following the music of nature to your heart? You know what I mean? We only need to open our hearts and our minds. So I really feel like that's pretty clear. I think your sign is a very balanced. Typically, I'm gonna get some comments. Typically, Libras are known for balancing things and wanting to keep things in check a little bit. And I feel like this is an encouragement to continue paying attention to the signs and not necessarily getting wrapped up in keeping the balance, but to continue. You know what I mean? You don't need to balance everything. Just kind of keeping watch, but without intervening, if that makes sense. Because I feel like this is the signs from nature are really not to change anything in our lives or control anything in our lives. So therefore not asking you to make changes to control the balance of things, but to, we get these messages from nature, from spirit, to remind us, to keep us, aware of their presence. Okay. And, to just kind of make sure you tune in to nature. I feel like if there is a place near you that has some trees, I would encourage you to get out there because, nature's not closed. They're still open. They're essential. So if you can find some open nature that's not crowded because everybody else is, bored and trying to go on hikes that never hiked before. But if you can find a place that has some trees, literally sit and listen for the flute of the trees. Listen for the sound that the air makes going through. Listen for some signs. And I feel like it's really the combination of the two is listening for audio signs. Audio, I don't know. Of audio, whatever. Whatever. I'm still trying to think of that word. Listening for some signs that are sounds from nature, and paying attention to how you feel when you hear it. Where on your body do you feel it? That's something I feel like you need to pay attention to. All right, so let's move on to Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio. What messages? I'm going to shuffle this time for some reason. Let's do a shuffle for Scorpio. All right. What message do the fairies have for Scorpio? Whoa, that one is doing cartwheels. Get me out of there. Get me out of there. Okay. Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio being a water sign, being one of the more intuitive signs. Anytime a sign is intuitive, but being a water sign and kind of being in touch with that emotion, kind of an intensely emotional person, I would say. Be prepared for some inspiration. You're really being called to creativity. Again, that keeps coming up for me, and I just really feel it for Scorpio, that inspiration to do something creative with your time. I feel like this specifically has to do with your body. She's dancing. Okay, if this is something, if you do something creative with your body, yoga, dance, you know, tap, or for some reason, what is that, like stomping dance? Oh my goodness, I have to say it. They really want me to say it, but I can't think of the words. Like Lord of the Dance, whatever that is. If you know what that is, let me know. Like the Irish step dancers, I guess is what it is. Something physical with your body. I feel like that's what you could be doing this cycle to help kind of boost and enhance your passion right now, your creativity. I feel like there's something specific that comes around that will kind of inspire you to do something, maybe something that you don't normally do physically that you should start doing now. So if you haven't been physically active, something will come up. You'll see, you know, a commercial on TV or an opportunity to do something. Ooh, okay. There are a lot of like free classes right now because everybody's kind of cooped up. There are a lot of institutions releasing learning materials for adults as well as children. I feel like that might be something that you see coming up that will be like, you know, I could learn how to do, you know, yoga, and something you've never done before. Or if you already do yoga, it could be some type of physical activity that you want to now try, you know, whether it's, you know, you don't use your pool and, you know, it's been kind of cold. So now you want to use your pool more, that, you know, like you want to try lap swimming or learn synchronized swimming or something like that. I feel like there's something with your body that you're going to be called to be doing that may be new for you, is really what I'm really feeling. Something maybe that you've already done before and you didn't like it, but now you might. That kind of situation. All right. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Yep. Now I'm like, shuffle. Just shuffle them real quick. Okay. All right. Sagittarius. What message do the fairies have for Sagittarius? Lost and found again. Oh my goodness. There are how many cards in this deck? Does it say? 44. There are 44 cards in this deck. We have 12 signs, and this card has come out 3 times now. I feel like maybe this is a overall message for everyone. Maybe I'll do that at the end for people who didn't see this sign and the other 2 signs where this card came up as a group message. What was once lost, I mess that up every time. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Okay, I'll show you this. This is the picture of the Lost and Found fairy. She looks like she's finding some things amongst the ivy. That appears to be ivy. Okay, she's got a cat and that cup that is half spilled. I feel like for Sagittarius, this is a call to search. It's funny how the same card can have so many messages. It's, you know, the way I'm interpreting it and thinking about Sagittarius, okay, as Sagittarius, adventure. I feel adventure with Sagittarius. Fire sign, passionate, likes to do things, creative. I feel like this for Sagittarius is a call to search for something. Physical objects. Do a scavenger hunt. I feel like the Lost and Found fairy is kind of asking you to join in the search. Okay? Is there something that you've been looking for? Now would be the time to find it. there may be something that you lost, and for you, I'm feeling it's a physical object that you just find. Maybe the lost and found fairy visits you, you know, little whispers of tinkles in the ear there, and you know, like you're looking for something and you end up finding something else. That's what I feel like is going on for Sagittarius. You're being called to search. So yeah, I feel like if it's not something that you're searching for or have searched for, that it going on a scavenger hunt will help you find something. Okay, that's what I'm getting for Sagittarius. Okay, let's move on to Capricorn. I kind of want to leave this card out and do a group message at the end, but I will put it back in the deck just in case it comes out for somebody else. Capricorn. Two shots. What message do the fairies have for Capricorn? That one there, okay. Hidden depths. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I hope you can see that. See how her dress just kind of flows in with the water that she's standing in, and then there's a waterfall. Very gorgeous. I love the artwork in these cards. More hidden shit. Hidden depths. Okay. Who had that moon card? I want to tell you to go check Leo's reading, Leo's card that I pulled in this video. That too was about things being hidden or unseen or not what they appear. Okay. So there might be a message in there for you as well. Hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light. Perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Okay. Capricorn. I feel like there's something that you may be hiding from yourself. Okay. This is something that perhaps was something that I know it's uncensored intuition, but I still like to be sensitive to people's feelings. So if there is something traumatic or something that you have a hard time dealing with, that I feel like you've hidden something away from yourself just because it hurts. Okay. So that's what I'm getting. That's the easiest way I can say it without being obnoxious or rude. I feel like now is the time to deal with that. It's going to come up for you and you're going to have to deal with it. So I feel like the fairies want you to be prepared for if that happens or when that happens. So I want to be sensitive to people's emotions right now, because emotions are kind of heightened with the state of the planet. But yeah, just I feel like there might be something that you've kind of tucked away, compartmentalized, just because you're busy. You're trying to keep, compartmentalizing. Capricorns being kind of rather organized folk. Like you have little tiny plastic containers with lids in your brain, and you've put that in one and shut the lid and tucked it in the back so that you don't have to deal with it. But I feel like you're going to have to deal with something unpleasant. But it frees you. Okay. It frees you. And also go check out, I believe it was Leo that got whatever the moon one was. What is that one? Let's see if I can find it very quickly. Show me the one that has the moon on it. That one. Stargazing. See how fast that was? I believe that was Leo. Okay. So the one that has the stargazing card. Click on the timestamp for Leo and check that one out as well. there might be a message for you there. All right, we're moving to Aquarius, please. Okay, I'll shuffle Aquarius. What message do the fairies have for Aquarius? Should I say, what fairy has a message for Aquarius? I'm being corrected. What fairy has a message for Aquarius? Okay, that one stayed in my hand. Come together. It's like a party. Well, you know, you can't physically come together right now. You can't physically come together. But that doesn't mean that you can't come together. We have the technology to come together on a different level, on a more spiritual, connected kind of level. Reaching out to people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Reaching out. I feel like reaching out, coming together. Okay, maybe I should read what the card says. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. Okay, so like I said, reaching out to people that you maybe haven't spoken to in a while. Touching base, I feel like that's important right now. People feeling isolated, it's really not great for the mental health of many people. That could be you. But I feel like, you know, it's time to reach out. Don't wait for them to come to you. Many hands make light work is very true right now. Even if it's not physical work, I feel like there's something a little higher than physical going on right now. But yes, many hands make light work, coming together in a global awareness sense, reaching out to family members who you've lost touch with, old friends. Mercury retrograde's over, so if there's an ex that you are on okay terms with, that you want to check in on just for their, you know, to, you know, make sure they're safe. I feel like that might be okay in this situation. There was something else that stuck out to me in this card. Give me just 1 second. Working as a team helps get the job done. I think that's what it was. Working as a team helps get the job done. Oh, shit. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so working as a team helps get the job done. This is full of oxymorons today and for the last week. Like, everything is so opposite, you know, like we have to be apart to come together. Working as a team helps get the job done. We're in this together. This is a team effort to separate a little bit, you know. Working as a team gets the job done. From a physical, earth being, scientific standpoint, the spreading of what is going on right now is physically distancing yourself is what's going to do. And I feel like we need to come together to agree to just stay apart for a while physically. Okay, we need to separate physically and come together emotionally or energetically. I feel like it's going to be a team effort to get everyone to just stay the fuck home. Okay, don't go out unless you need to. Stop gathering in groups. Spring break is over. Keep your ass at home. But I feel like energetically we need to kind of come together as a whole and the mentality of, you know, like, let's not lose any more people than we need to. Start to understand the point. Start to understand and appreciate the things that you've taken for granted all this time. And listen. Just listen. Listen to yourself. Listen to the doctors that are saying, look, just stay home for a little while. But I feel like specifically for you, Aquarius, that was kind of very broad. Specifically for Aquarius, I feel like it's a time to reach out to people, to stay home, reach out to people energetically on the internet, call some people. We don't call people anymore because we're too fucking busy and everybody just wants to fire off a quick text message and there's just no connection there. You know, you can't read intonation. You don't know if somebody's being sarcastic. It's really a time to, you know, hear each other's voices. Literally, hear their voice. Call someone. Speak to them. Hear their voice. Allow them to hear your voice. You know, you forget, like, you know, when we lose people that are close to us, we lose a parent or a grandparent or a sibling, when you lose someone, after a while, that starts to fade and you don't remember what their voice sounds like. Do you want to continue with your life knowing the state of the planet and never hear somebody's voice again? So call the people that you love. That's what I feel like I need to tell Aquarius right now. Okay, I'm moving on because... Anyways, Pisces. We're moving on to Pisces. Pisces is the last sign, and then I will do a group message with the card that keeps popping up. Pisces. What fairy has a message for Pisces? I said it right this time. What fairy has a message for Pisces? We have 3 for Pisces. All right. I have Shine from Within, Solitude, and Divination. I am surprised Solitude didn't come up more, honestly. Okay, Shine from Within. These are all 3 cards that haven't come up yet. All right. Shine from Within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. I'll show you that. Oh, it actually focused okay. Okay, Solitude. The message from the Solitude Fairy. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Beautiful. That looks very similar to my wedding dress. Beautiful. Solitude. Divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. All right, Pisces. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Crystal clear clarity. I feel like that's a little bit redundant, but this is feeling very magician card to me from the tarot. Yeah. Okay, so let me bring this. There are several messages here, so let me try and bring it into one cohesive message for you, okay? I'm going to change the order of the cards, okay? I would like to start with Solitude because I feel like the message from Solitude, the greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times, okay? We are really all forced into that right now. Some of us who have large families and several people in the house all of the time and not really any escape are not really getting that solitude opportunity, but we're kind of being forced into that kind of solitude. Solitude doesn't necessarily have to be just you. Your whole family could be in, you know, like a solitude kind of family. And going back to the, think of being alone as meaning you are all one. Meaning, you know, if you're not by yourself and you're kind of stuck with your family in this time, it's really, you are all one. You are one family, you're one unit. Okay, so whether you're alone or you're a unit, that's where we're going to get that opportunity to shine from within. Okay, some of the greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Okay, so if you're having some activities with your family or working on yourself in actual solidarity or solitude, that's where you're going to start to see your true self shine through. Let's see, how did they word it? This is a time for self-acceptance and revealing your true beauty. So it's really having this solitude time is about revealing the love. Whether you're with family or you're by yourself and feeling lonely, you're tapping into that, and it's gonna, you're revealing that true beauty within, that love that you have for your family, that they have for you, that you really probably weren't feeling before. And you know, the universe has kind of pushed you into a position where you're forced to face that a little bit, and now you're getting it, you're getting that feeling. Okay. Also, this is a little bit separated from that, but divination, embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. I'm really being pointed to the ability. You have the ability to see it, but are you? Are you seeing your current situation with crystal clear clarity? Which is not easy to say. You have the ability. It's not saying that you see it that way. It's saying you have the ability to see it that way. So I would, in joining these with the other messages, I would say it's more of a time for reflecting on your current situation in a way that helps you see what's really going on. Okay, that was very confusing. Look at it in a way that makes you have that solitude. Take the time for yourself so that you can get that crystal clear vision and look upon these times with your family or in your complete solitude, depending on your situation. If you're still working, you see it everywhere. Like everybody feels just like alone. But use your situation to go within and divine from yourself that clarity of what is really going on. Okay, I hope that made sense and wasn't too confusing. All right, so that will be all the signs. I want to talk and do a group message. Okay, this is our group card, and I'm calling it our group card because it kept coming up. All right, where's the lost and found fairy? Oh, there you are. I found it. Get it? Okay, group message. I'm going to do this group message because this card came up in several different signs, so I wanted to talk to the whole group. Whoever is watching this message is for you. I'm going to read this card in case you skip through the whole thing just for the group message. Doubtful. What was once lost is about to be found thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things that we never even realized were lost. Okay. The group message for this card. Let me get a little bit closer so you can appreciate the artwork. Okay. The message that I'm getting as a collective group message is really about the beginning of the video where I said that we're being called to see things that and appreciate things that we didn't realize were a thing, you know, that didn't realize we depended so much on them. We are kind of being forced into our lower chakras, which are about survival and stability and feeling safe. Okay, like that's why everybody's kind of freaking out right now, or at least have been. I feel like for the most part things are calming down in that sense as far as like orders go. I know there are still a few out there and it's still kind of hard to get groceries, but really going into that appreciative state of, you know, your teachers, if you're stuck home with your kids. And I say stuck loosely because I'm not home. I'm still working. I'm an essential person or employee or whatever they're calling it. I'm still working and I don't get to spend time with my family like some of y'all are complaining about. So I would like you guys to kind of think about that, you know, like everybody's bitching about how they got to homeschool their kids now. you know, I'm not really getting that opportunity currently. So it's all about perspective and finding what you lost. You know, I'm just really, this statement, sometimes she can help us find things that we never even realized were lost. You didn't realize how important truck drivers were when you were cutting them off on the freeway. And now you're really thanking them for making sure that you can wipe your ass. And you talk down to the cashier at the grocery store. They're beneath you, you know, like they were beneath you. But right now, those people are feeding your family and being away from theirs when their kids are scared and they're scared and they don't know what's going to happen next. You know, they're out there making sure that you can still get the things that you need to provide for your family. Okay? So I really feel like it's, you didn't even know that it was lost. You didn't even know that these people, these companies, these programs that were there that you took for granted, you didn't even realize that, you know, the appreciation was lost for them. And now it's starting to come around. And we're starting to find that appreciation for what we used to consider lower class or middle class or working class or whatever are now being touted as. Think about that, okay? For your collective message, this card came up 3 or 4 times in different signs. I just wanted you to kind of think about what is lost and what is found during this time, okay? And during this new moon, to circle it back to the main topic at hand, this new moon is definitely a time of beginnings and rebirth, and a time for new appreciations, new found appreciation. The last couple of decades, you know, we have some younger, you know, newly adult people that don't realize at all the things that are going on that they've been taking for granted. And I feel like now is the time where it's the shake up, wake up, okay? We're going to be finding new ways of doing things. It's going to be a newfound way of wellness, a newfound way of spirituality. It's you didn't even know what was lost, and we're finding out things that we didn't realize we were missing. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here because we're way over an hour, and I'm probably going to have to like splice some videos together because my phone keeps going, you've exceeded, and we're going to separate your video. So I will get this posted. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other. Kindness is contagious too. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.